Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's good to see each one of you here this afternoon. Today is Monday, November the 10th. We are here at the Mary Jo Haywood Council Chamber here at City Hall, and we are here for our council meeting for tonight. Before we get started, we would like to have our roll call at this time.
Mayor Pro Tem Burley,
Here.
Councilmember Vereen. Here. Councilman Morgan. Councilman Collins.
Here.
Councilman Maples.
Here.
Councilman Palmer.
Here.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, we're going to have a word of prayer. Would you please bow your heads? Oh, gracious and loving Father in the heavens, we come to you now once again, Lord, saying thank you. Thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for all the many blessings that you have bestowed upon each of us. And to Lord, now as we go into our council meeting tonight, Lord, we ask that you grant each council member wisdom and to be able to make decisions that will better this city. Lord, we want to also bless our citizens that are here in this city. And not only just them, Lord, we want to bless all of the peoples across this nation. And we want you to continue to bless our entire nation and the leadership that are here as well. And to Lord, now we ask that you continue to be with us. And now we pray this, leave this in your Son, Christ Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Please stand for me for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for that. Before we approve our agenda for tonight, I would like to make an amendment to the agenda and have a discussion if any action is to be taken on the senior program policy. I put it into the package and I wanted to amend the agenda for that portion to be added on our agenda for tonight.
Motion to amend the agenda to include the senior citizen discussion and perhaps vote.
Second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, we are going to vote on that. All in favor of approving the agenda with the amendment that has been added to the agenda? All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been approved. Now we're going to move right along on the agenda for tonight. We have the approval of our minutes, September the 22nd, 2025 budget hearing. Can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
All right, all those in favor? All those opposed, same sign. Motion has been carried. Also, the approval of September the 29th, 2025 budget hearing.
Second.
All right. All those in favor, show of hands. All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been carried as well. Also, October the 6th, work session. Need a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed, same sign. Motion has been carried. Also, October the 13th, 2025, council meeting minutes.
So moved. Second.
All right. All those in favor? All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been carried as well. Thank you. All right, moving now to our speaker appearance for tonight. Do we have any speaker appearance for tonight? And so it's your time to come up. Be reminded you have 3 minutes to discuss what you need to discuss.
I am Jerome Jester, 115 Lincoln Street, Camilla, Georgia. I'm here to represent Patricia Carr, a resident of District 1. She has complained that she has not received her utility bill for June and July on time. But she did receive a late notice fee for both those months. And she has communicated with Ms. Ford in writing, making that complaint. I know we had some problem with our managerial system some months ago. I don't know if we still have that problem. I will suggest this. If we are short of personnel, do like the Army does. Cross-train people, so you're never short of the expertise needed for a task. I have a comment, not a concern, maybe a concern. I noticed that in Camilla, we have lost several businesses the last several months. Saxon Trucking, Walgreens, Burger King, Marvin, as well as our own schools. I'm concerned about that. Why are we losing businesses? Why are we, the city of Camilla, losing business? Are we collaborating with other people to find the answer to that? We can't do it by ourselves in these 4 walls, I don't think. I think it may benefit the city of Camilla if we, the council, collaborate with other city councils, other developmental authorities, city and counties, neighboring counties, work with these people, these organizations, to see what we can do to bring industry to Camilla, Mitchell County, and all surrounding counties. What industry benefit Albany, Moultrie, Thomasville, Bainbridge, benefits Camilla, Mitchell County? Because people travel to those places for employment. The same as people travel to Camilla, 40% work at Tyson. So it's just not getting industry for Camilla. Get industry for Camilla, Michigan, and the surrounding areas. It will benefit us, as I just stated. It may also help the various boards that is to work for the benefit of Camilla, the city council of Camilla, to be visible, to be transparent. in my bias survey, I was told by most people that I contacted, they don't know when these various boards meet, where they meet, what the function is. And to me, if you represent the city council, the city of Camilla, you need to be visible and transparent. I have a question. When the city has a project, I hear this council say the city is going to spend X number of dollars on that project. And the remaining or the other money will be paid for by a grant. My question is, where does that grant come from? I ask that because, and according to the news, all other cities are being affected by the government cuts, the federal cuts. And if that's true, at some point, we're gonna be affected by those cuts. If it's a state grant and the money is coming from the feds, or if it's a federal grant, when that money is cut, what are we going to do to complete that project? Or to implement a new project? And I've already asked some of the council people about what do you think? How do you think the cuts are going to affect Camilla? I think,
Don't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Chester, you probably have about 30 more seconds, sir.
I think you need to think about that. So as we plan to spend money, to invest in projects, we need to think about how we're going to be affected by the federal government cuts.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Any other speaker appearance tonight? Hearing none, we're going to go ahead and get into our agenda items for tonight. Our first agenda item is item number 8, and it is the council discuss bids at our November 3rd work session for Fuller Street well upgrade project. And the bids were received on October the 30th, and Rowell and Pump Service LLC was determined to be the lowest bidder with the base amount of $317,310. The project will be funded through a current GFA loan, and Steelwater Engineering recommend awarding the bid to Rowell and Pump Service and executing the notice of award. Can I get a motion to?
A motion to approve the bid.
Second.
All right, it has been motioned and second. Is there any discussion on this? Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, show of hands. All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been awarded to Rowell and Pump Service. Thank you, council, for that. All right, our next item will be item number B. It is the council received and reviewed the proposal for the 2026 4th of July drone and fireworks show. Sky Element submitted a drone proposal ranging in the price from $52,500, which is good, to $87,500, which is best, for a 15-minute show. And Southern Sky Fireworks submitted a firework proposal for $30,000, which provided 1,668 shots and a 15 to 20-minute show. Could I get a motion for this?
I would like to make a motion to approve the Southern Sky Fireworks display for our 4th of July at a price of $30,000.
Second.
Any discussion? It has been motion and second. Any discussion?
Just for no other reason, it's just a lot less in cost. And I was not impressed with the drone show last year.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor for the, Southern Sky fireworks submitted, for $30,000. That was the motion.
I just, a little bit of, one other discussion there, we have budgeted, $75,000 for that project, and by accepting this for the fireworks show, that will leave us, and we don't have to spend it all, but that will leave us, room to have a lot of the things that were very enjoyable for the children, things last year, so we would be able to satisfy two things by having the fireworks show done at this price.
Okay. Any other discussion?
That 70, that didn't include.
That is just a total for downtown,
Oh, total.
total of $75,000 is what is in the budget.
Okay.
So if we had $30,000 for fireworks, and of course, as I said, we don't have to spend it all, but we would still, have plenty to have the bouncy, the big slide that they had and music and things like that. We'd be able to certainly provide more than just a fireworks show.
All right, once again, this proposal here is, council have agreed to go with, Southern Sky Fireworks, for, the traditional fireworks for the proposal of $30,000. And at this time, it has been motion and second. No other discussion. We'll go ahead and vote on this. All those in favor for that, show of hands. All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been carried there. All right, we're moving right along on our agenda for tonight. We had a resolution on last week with ECG voting delegates, and the council recommended appointing Mayor Pro Tem Dwayne Burley as the voting delegate and Assistant Manager Luke White as an alternate voting delegate for the upcoming Electrical Cities of Georgia Board of Directors election to be held at their annual meeting in December.
Is it January?
December. We get a motion to approve that.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, show of hands. All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been carried. Thank you, council, for that. Also, we have on the agenda, we added another action item. Well, we're gonna have a little discussion whether we vote on it or not. We're just gonna have a discussion. This is our senior citizen program. And as was emailed out to the council, we had a template of the email of the template, and I hope that all of you all got a chance to look at it. And at this time, I would like to kind of open this up to the council to see your ideas of what you would want in the template. As I looked at it, it was a quite lengthy template of different policies in here. But there was a few questions with speaking with the attorney about this template, and these are some things I think the council needed to kind of discuss so that we could kind of move forward. And speaking with the city manager, there were some things in there that we would want to kind of shorten and make it cleaner and, but at the same time, take care of what needs to be taken care of. I'm looking
I want to reference Exhibit A, in services and scope of work. I just had two questions that I know that we talked about last week, and it was right in front of us, and I did not bring my notes from last week, but, what is the dollar amount that we have budgeted for that?
We have a budget amount of 40,000 for the year.
Okay, so that's gonna include definitely sneaker ball.
Yeah, all, whatever goes on for, during this particular year, it has to be in that budget.
Right. So, I was hoping we might could be a tad more specific, like we're gonna do a sneaker ball, or are we gonna do a quarterly something,
Well, first of all, let me just share,
Sorry.
let me just, not cutting you off, but let me share something, some of the questions that, the attorney
I got you.
raised to us, and I'm gonna share it with the council. First of all, does the city wants to hire a person to manage the entire program or multiple people to manage separate activity? All right, the second question is the manager responsible for transporting in kind?
Transporting
Any individual.
Okay.
All right, and the next question was, how long is the agreement for? And the final question is this a program funded by ARPA? And this is not a program that is funded by ARPA. We the city itself is funding this program. Okay, so in your thinking and also looking at this template, just think about how do you want this to happen? And also, in thinking about it, we want to, with it being a city program, we want to include the entire city, not just a certain set of individuals, older individuals, but the entire city.
I think it makes more sense to have one individual, overseeing these events. I mean, you don't just gonna have a lot of overlapping that, I think you could, make it, better for everyone if one person is in charge of that for, I'd say a one-year contract at a time.
And also, I would also incur that we should, whoever we use, they already be able to propose what they're going to be doing for that fiscal year. And also be able to
That
budget
answers my
time.
question about
Yeah.
sneaker ball is quarterly, something like that. And
Yeah, so we'll be able to budget time, what's gonna be in there, whoever is going to, reach out for this, or do we want one person to manage this, or do we want multiple people to manage it, or do we want a person to manage just the activities that are going on in this particular setting?
So I think managing the program is gonna kind of be same thing with the activities, that would be one thing. I think a year answers that question, city funded, and then the last piece of that would be transportation. I don't know how you all feel about the transportation piece there.
And what I want you all to do is to kind of gather your thoughts, and we kind of discuss what we want to discuss, but I want to go ahead and get this piece together, and what the attorney is going to do. We need to submit this stuff back to some of the things now. Make sure we look at the template and some of the stuff in the template. We just want to make sure we are a guideline, but we want it short, not really short, but right now, if you look at your template, you have a whole lot of
There's a
stuff.
lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that's going on in this particular template.
We have, in the past, have we provided transportation to city events?
No, not that I'm aware of.
That would probably be something we would not want to start if we haven't done it before.
You gotta think about liability and stuff of that nature as well.
But, drivers unqualified and the vehicles and all,
Right, yeah, I think that we can mix the transportation aspect of it. Now, Mr. Rowland, you asked us, you want us to look over and like see what things should be marked out?
Yes, that's,
Is this, paid by the attorney or?
yes, the attorney prepared this, and she pretty much just gave us a template of what it could look like. And according to what I'm looking at is, Madam Attorney, could you kind of elaborate on what you put together here to kind of give the council a overview of what we are pretty much looking at?
Absolutely. Good evening, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem and members of the City Council. What you're looking at is, it's just essentially a template for an agreement between the city and an individual, or again, if you did decide on multiple individuals kind of managing this program, it would be between each of those people. But it's just a template between the city and a contractor to manage the senior services that you all will be providing for the city throughout the next year. And so the template itself is really standard boilerplate language, just to ensure that the person who would be hired by the city would know that they are an independent contractor and not a city employee, and the terms of their engagement with the city related to compensation and any liability that would arise between during the time that they're working as an independent contractor for the city. So that's really the first maybe 5 or so pages or more so standard boilerplate agreement contract language. I think the biggest part that we would need some input in, and you all have already said it, is what this person would be providing. I kind of just gave a standard statement on what we're looking for, but I think it's a great idea to have someone come to the city with a proposal, and if they could, write a budget for what and how much a Christmas event is and a Valentine's Day event, or whatever events they're gonna plan for the seniors throughout the year, how much that would look like, or what that number would look like, so we would know if it would fit within that $40,000 budget. So I think Exhibit A would be replaced more with whatever they would provide, and we would attach this to the standard boilerplate agreement. If there is, I attached again, kind of like boilerplate insurance liability and drug-free workplace language, and any an addendum to the purchasing policy, and any security that's surrounding immigration compliance. And these are just, again, standard state of Georgia kind of practices for any municipality who would be bringing on contractors. So again, it's what you make it, and it'll probably be driven by the individual and how much, and depending on what they want to contribute to the program and how they want to run it.
Okay, thank you, Madam Attorney. Any
So
questions?
We would need to, basically, like any other job we bid out, we just need to get some language together and ask people if they are interested to send us a proposal.
Yes. Mhm. That's one.
That's the next step.
Right, the only, is Exhibit C, contracts up to $50,000. Would this contractor provide their own insurance? Do they have workers' comp? Because they're hiring the people.
They would need to,
Okay.
quite sure, we're not responsible for that,
Right, so that would be something that we want to explicitly state.
absolutely.
And I'm thinking that if this is gonna be from January 26th to December 26th, we need to get,
Get on the ball and get it done.
right,
Yeah.
and have a few weeks to, because we have a meeting the second week in December,
Mhm.
which of course we can decide in January.
But,
But
but,
we want everything in by the end of the year. So
Yeah, I really wanna go
discuss it
ahead
in
and get it.
January.
yeah, I really want to go ahead and get it done. And even if we have to have a call meeting to get this done, we need to get it done.
Or would that be something that y'all could handle as far as getting that out? And in terms of, we're asking somebody to give us a proposal.
Once I know, I think the first piece is to get this nailed down, so I can
Gotcha.
provide it, and once I know that, then yeah, it'll be pre-stamped.
Okay, do we have a timeline that we're thinking about? Just for that, you want it as soon as possible. So,
Did you do it by December meeting, sure?
If y'all can get your suggestions to me so we can get them incorporated in
okay.
And we can do that.
So we can have it ready to look at the work session and vote on the meeting.
Yeah,
There you go.
that would be good.
And then it goes out to the public and we have a certain date that we want to respond by. Okay.
So actually, looking at the everybody to put on here, I will collaborate with whoever the contact is, make sure the city promoting it, because the city, then I guess I'll use some of our logos.
Madam Attorney,
Yes, sir.
did you hear the city manager? She was asking a question,
Yeah.
about,
Do you just want to include some language about collaboration?
Yes.
Ensuring that the city is represented in everything this, the independent contractor does.
Well, yeah, I mean, the biggest concern is making sure it reaches the entire community, and I don't know that that's gonna be us sharing information from the contractor. I think we need something in writing to make sure that information is provided to us, and they understand, that we're targeting the entire community on this, so, I mean, I'm not a Facebook user, so I think a lot of times they use Facebook to promote them, but I think we probably need language in there that's specific to say, it's a collaborative effort with the city of Canelo.
Would you, are you thinking about the individual, could they create flyers? 'Cause it sounds like maybe some type of, marketing and media statement
Basically, it's
that you want to implement in
It's
here.
all on the marketing side, just, them sharing those materials with us so we can actually do our in-house promotion as
And
well.
what if we included?
Okay, and would you want, maybe have them, if they create a flyer for an event, have it approved through the city, and then maybe the city can put it on its social media pages?
Well, not only that, but the best way to reach everybody that you know is a city customer is put it in their power bill. Just a card or something.
Yeah, we have an opportunity to utilize the backside of our utility bill to promote events in the city and pretty much free.
So that would, whoever doesn't use social media. they
I
would
just,
be
I don't want
reaching
that to be something that we verbally tell them and then if something doesn't get out of the community and some people get missed. I think it needs, some type of language probably needs to be in the policy.
Okay, so then they would be required, if they want to have an event advertised, to have it included in the, monthly power bill. And then
That would
also,
notify city staff.
say one more time, Darrell, I'm sorry.
I just need them to make sure that any marketing materials are provided to the city of Camilla for internal and external distribution to the community.
Oh, that's a good one. There you go.
Well, don't you think you probably better review those before they?
That's what
You
she
want,
said.
I'll say approval, you want them to tax and bring it to
Need
you
to be
for.
reviewed
for approval as well.
Yeah, we probably need to review them as well, just to make sure it's within, what we would typically put out if we were doing it in-house.
Okay.
so council, I encourage you all to, let's get all of your ideas in to, Cheryl. And, we can
By
kind
the end of next week.
we need, by the end of next week, make
Today's
sure.
the 10th, so that would be by 17, by the 20th.
Yeah, we need to have all this in to Cheryl, so that,
About before, the week before Thanksgiving, about, is the 20th okay with you all? Okay.
we appreciate that. Thank you so much, council. We look forward to getting this done so we can get this passed, okay? Okay, moving along on the agenda for tonight, that will conclude all of our action items for tonight. We're gonna move now to our city manager's report, and we're gonna start off with Assistant City Manager White.
So the next work session, plan on bringing up the, 2026 LMIG, payment for streets. I've identified about 13 roads that need it. All of those aren't gonna be able to fit in one project, but if you have any input on roads, please share it with me. We can go over that, next work session.
I got one, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you, get ahead of everybody. The railroad crossing over there on Chili Street. About City Hall.
You can get told, take a look at that, you can get some time.
Yeah, that's what we did the last one. We'll have to communicate with the road. With the
The others we got fixed, but that one's probably the worst one of all.
And that is probably the most used by the city,
It is, yeah.
so it would be great to put that at the top of the
The
list.
city will fix everybody else, and do the city, right?
And we got.
Save the best for last, so, yeah.
The railroad crossing Bay Street is left, Bags Ferry and Ellis Street.
So that's.
Really,
this
it'd
will
be nice to
be
get
four.
all three of those.
And the chili, is that, that's
This
different?
Bay's right,
It's actually Bay.
yeah,
Bay,
Okay, so those were-
It's Bay.
Bay, Bags Ferry and, Ellis Street.
And
It'd be
then
nice to get all
Bay
three of those.
Bay is the
is- you
city.
recall the last time we did railroad repairs, we collaborated with,
With the
I don't
railroad,
think it's CSX, what's the name of it?
Georgia Ford.
They own that spur line.
I'm not sure, we'll have to check and see.
Bay, Bags Ferry, and what's the third?
Ellis. Right there in front of Golden Gate,
Oh, okay.
Ellis Street.
Yeah, that's it.
That's that.
That's it for you? Okay.
Can I ask, look, Mr. White, I'm sorry, do you, how much does it cost to do one of those, do you know?
I'd have to look at the whole, I think we did 4 last time.
We shared the cost.
Yeah.
Oh, so they do cover that.
They did.
Yeah.
The ones we did last time.
That wasn't part of LMIG either, that was its own project. And it was a percentage, I think it was a third, I think it was similar to the LMIG that we paid. But it wasn't part of a LMIG or LRA. It was
Well, that
all
does
separate.
have legal out there.
We'd have to double check that.
I'd have to check.
Absolutely sure.
I'd have to check on that one.
Georgia, Florida was our partner, is that what you
I
said?
think so.
Yeah.
I don't think it was this.
Yeah, that's who we worked with last time.
It's gotta be Georgia, Florida.
Could you send us the roads that you are proposing,
I don't know.
and that way we can look at it before we have our work session? You wanna put them in order, or does it matter?
I'll put them in order and,
Okay.
make a district note beside it. I'll send you all those tomorrow.
Or just whenever you get a chance, just as long as we've got some
I'll
time.
have it up, Bill, I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Thank you. And so we're looking at the railroad crossing to be separate.
We'll double check. I've never used LV to do that, but we can, T-Splosh, we might use T-Splosh, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if we can partner with the railroad like we did last time, and use T-Splash, but, you know, the railroad, I believe they covered like 2/3.
But they help.
Which is good.
Alright, so between now and work session, we'll be able to contact them.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. White. Ms. Ward?
I'll take them down on operations.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, we're gonna go around the table right now. Councilwoman Green, do you have anything?
I do not have to be.
All right, how about you, Councilman Collins? Councilman Maples? All right. Councilman Palmer?
Well, I know it brought mine, that railroad crossing.
Okay, all right. Okay, before we adjourn our meeting, I have a few things that I'd like to share with the council tonight. We know that the Boys and Girls Club, just want to let the council be aware of that the Boys and Girls Club Youth Employment Program, it is winding down. They have funding that will go to possibly the end of December. And we know that this program was funded through ARPA, and therefore it wasn't in our budget to fund this program again. But we appreciate doing this for these young kids, and I think it was over a year or so that they've been working. And just unfortunately, the money has ran out. So just wanted to let the council be aware of that. But we do have our programs here at the city. So however way we can accommodate some of these young people, we will, that's our goal, to be able to do that, okay? But just want to let you all be aware of that. Also, another thing that I want to bring up is our audit. They are working very diligent on the audit. We've answered all of the questions that was submitted to us, and they're still working. But we, as a council, need to decide now, are we going to continue to use the same firm? Because our next year audit, and did what, March the 31st, hadn't even got started. So we need to consider another firm. I do have a list of firms that I will have the city manager to email to each of you, and you can kind of go through the list to see who is recommended on that list. So we will get that out to each of you all, hopefully by the end of the week. But we do need to start thinking, we need to think about that.
Well, let me ask you this, is the problem on the city side or on the county firm side?
I'm taking it that it's on the accounting side, because we have submitted all documents, and I think they really started on us too late. They served right at about 7, 8 different cities. And we
Yeah,
wasn't,
they do a lot, because
Yeah.
they're qualified.
we don't, I mean, it almost like we was out of the number. They just haven't caught up, and then, of course, they lost 2 major people in that office. So their backlog has really got them behind.
So what's the pulse from staff, state or not somebody else?
I would have to ask Liz. I mean, I don't work directly with them. I do fulfill their requests, but I don't have that working relationship.
Okay. I guess Price may have some, you know, I don't know if Price has something to do, and we were, last week we talked about, would they be able to service us?
I've reached out. I have-
Yeah, in fact, I reached out today, and I was told that they'll get back with me in about 2 weeks. So that tells me a whole lot right there.
Gotcha.
And that's the reason I'm coming to the council, to let the council be aware of that.
I think you can sure it is, sir.
Yeah, so to me, that gives me an answer. You can't tell me, yes, we'll be able to do it, get started. You gotta wait 2 weeks. You know, I have an issue with that. So, you know, not bashing the company, but I'm just saying we got our work to do, because we don't want to get behind again.
Right.
We already behind, and we don't need to continue to keep getting behind, because we have funding that is already allocated, and we can't get our funding because we haven't completed our audit for this year, for last year. So, we just need to press forward. And,
A lot of the firms that can do it, or they, how many is that, oh, 8?
quite a few of them. So, Cheryl will, city manager will, send out that list, and you can kind of take a look at some of the firms that are there.
So we want to put that on the work session.
Hopefully in December, if not before then, we gotta take care of this,
Okay.
because it's urgent right now. We are in November, almost about to enter into December. And the audit will be done, well, has to be in by March 31st of 2026. So we gotta get out. Yeah, we gotta get our stuff together. Okay. All right. Also, Luke mentioned about, the roads with Eldeen. We know that, GDOT grant for the fiscal year 2026, it has, the application do have to be in by, February 1st, 2026, so that we can be able to get some of that grant money. So, staff just be reminded of that date. We need to go ahead and just get this process started, so that we will be on task with, providing, getting the funds for the Eldeen. Okay.
Is that something that we write in-house, or do we have?
No, Chad normally do that. But just wanted to inform the council
Okay.
of the
But the biggest thing is you get the street, you gotta have the streets. that go
Yeah.
around.
Oh, gotcha.
Put together the application.
And that's pretty much what Luke was asking about tonight.
Which one in terms of Chad?
Still.
Still on.
And that was his thing tonight, reaching out to the council to make sure any street that we have that need work, please turn it in so that we can get it on the list. You know, we may have 10, but we may be able to service 8 of them, you know. So we want to try to do our part.
And again, we got the LD application, following that is usually the LRA application that we can pick up some roads that fell off this grant, and they're paid in conjunction with each other. So if it doesn't make the LD, it can make the LRA.
All right. Last but not least, I would like to share with the council tonight. It is always good to be able to give accolades to our employees, especially when they're doing an extremely great job. And I wanted to read into the records tonight. We got a letter from a councilman from out of Texas. He's Councilman Rick Swanson, and he's Councilman post position 5, City of Humboldt, Texas. And he visited our airport quite regularly. And he pretty much ran our city manager down and make sure she got this letter of accolades to 2 of our members at the airport. And as you know, we had a big turnover at the airport, and therefore we had guys come in and made a tremendous difference there. And just to bring this letter into the record tonight, and I'd just like to honor these 2 individuals. It says, "Attention, Mrs. Ford. Would you please be so kind to forward this letter to accommodation of your 2 city employees to your city leadership and appropriate department." It says, "Please recognize Mr. Carlton Leon Christian and Mr. Jermaine Colson for their exceptional professionalism and attention to detail that they provide our flight crew at the Camilla Airport facility. While I enjoy many of my responsibility of a councilman for the city of Humboldt, Texas, my profession called me to fly private jets for influential people all over this country and around the world. I am also a retired airline captain for United Airlines for 37 years, and I pay close attention to the level of commitment and service provided by the airport personnel. I must say that Carlton and Jermaine far exceed the exceptional as their performance was for above their peers in the airport operation. From my initial contact with them, coordinating our arrival and departure, I found them to be professional, competent, courteous, and very accommodating. Upon our arrival on Monday, they both worked diligently through the logistics problems we were having with ground transportation. In my civic duty as a councilman, I work on a daily basis with our city employees and very much respect all city employees for their dedication. In this case of observing your staff, I felt compelled to write this letter of appreciation based on the experience with Carlton and Jermaine. As I greatly respect the level of commitment and appreciate their unselfish dedication to their city and airport facility, I would respectfully submit to you that these 2 individuals represent your city and your airport in the most favorable light and deserve recognition for their outstanding effort. With great appreciation, Captain Rick Swanson, Councilman, Position 5, City of Humboldt, Texas. And at this time, we have Mr. Jermaine in the audience. If you can come up and just stand up, we'd just like to acknowledge you for tonight and appreciate your professionalism. We appreciate everything that you are doing at the airport and in speaking with Mrs. Ford, city manager. She speaks very highly of you. And I appreciate what you're doing, and the citizens here appreciate it. Just to get recognition from someone that don't even live here.
Right.
But we appreciate everything you do. Thank you so much. All right. It is always good to recognize our employees and get good reports like that. You never know who's watching you in this community, so they don't even have to be in the community, the outsiders. So just, that's a great example to continue to keep setting. But if there is no other business to be handled tonight, could I get a motion to adjourn our meeting? All right. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, council. Thank you, Madam Attorney.
No problem.
How you doing? Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good too. I'll give it to you now. Now.
You too, congratulations.
Think back on the railroads, I believe we paid about